Week 8, Malaysia, Indonesian confrontation. Introduction. Military book. The Undeclared War, Harold James and Dennis Schlossmall. To provide analytical study of the Indonesia's confrontation of Malaysia over the period from 20 Jan 63 to 11 August 66. Confrontation 1963 to 1966 as low-intensity campaign launched by President of Indonesia when Malaysia was established on the 16th of September 1963. Originated, speech by PM Tunku Abdurrahman on the 27th of May 1961 announced idea of a federation of states including Malaya, Singapore, and British territories of North Borneo, Sarawak, Sabah and Brunei during Foreign Correspondents Association of C refer to the name Malaysia. President Sukarno idea of unifying the archipelagic region in a Greater Indonesia accused the West to preserve their grip in the sea through neo-colonial states opposed the federation by launching Indonesia's campaign to crush Malaysia. Scope. Strategic environment and regional background. Establishment of Malaysia, beginning of confrontation, military operations. Failure of confrontation. Malaysia, Peninsula. The 17th of August 1964, 108 infiltrate by boat, 53 of 21 Marines and 32 CPM, Adbinat, Ponchen Kessel and Q-Cup to say up base at Gunung Pulai but failed due to SF action. The 1st of September 1964 -4 acres with 192 soldiers plus 41 CPM prepped them off at night and paradrop via Labis, Johor. 1 acre grounded and failed to take off, 1 acre crashed on the way, 1 acre drop at Rong RV about 5 miles away with leader missing. 1 acre landed at RV but spotted by Orang Kampong and captured by SF Gurkhabian. 29 Oct 1964 to 50 soldiers by boat landed at SG Kisang Melaka, Johor within 2 days captured by SF. The 24th of December 1964, 61 landed SG Burnham, Selangor. The 29th of December 1964, by fishing boats planned to land at SW Johor was intercepted by British Navy. The 7th of November 1964 to 25 Mac 1965. Few smaller attempts to land at say Johor but failed due to action SF 22 February to the 27th of February 1965, 6 infiltrate through Pantai Remis, Perak, the 8th of January 1965, Pasir Panjang, Port Dickson, NS, Malaysia, Singapore. 10 Mac 1965 bombing of McDonald House in Orchard Road resulted in 3 civilians dead and 33 injured. Last ops on the 26th of June 1965, 4 boats by 26 soldiers to attack police station and power station failed with sinking of 4 boats by security forces. The 9th of August 1965, Singapore separated from Malaysia ended attack on Singapore. Japanese successes in displacing colonial powers destroyed the myth of European superiority. New powers such as Soviet Union and PRC willingness to influence the communist world and attracting new client states. Membership of NAM provided the opportunity for some nations to play major powers to win influence. The existence of classes of landless and exploited people in the former colonies made Asia and Sea highly vulnerable to communist exploitation. Events in 1950s which lead to foreign power involvement in Asia. Korean War 1950–53 Vietnam War 1950–75 Declining of Britain's power and reluctant of the United States to increase its commitment in the Far East. Regional background. Sea states share common aspects of their histories and racial background. Japanese abolished existing borders and included the states of northern Borneo and northern Malaya, part of Indonesia. The legacy of colonial rule had a significant effect on the development of confrontation, where Jakarta, Batavia and Singapore providing a center of trade. Indonesia's dominance of trade was severely threatened by Singapore, as an interport caused many Indonesians to support the confrontation. Economic and political institutions was not ready to cope with the changes and created an unstable systems, which was taken over by ruling elites. Establishment of Malaysia. Originated. Speech by PM Tunku Abdul Rahman on 27 May 1961 announced idea of a federation of states including Malaya, Singapore, and British territories of North Borneo, Sarawak, Sabah and Brunei. Establishment of Malaysia was to the existing political primacy of the federal government. Lee Kuan Yew ruling party PAP was facing threat by communist accession to power. Britain was obliged to provide self-determination for her colonies. Great Britain was bound to the region by several security arrangements. British proposal for a united and independent British North Borneo failed to generate response. The possibility of Communist Party of Malaya might exploit the changed situation to regenerate 1948-60 emergency. Confrontation. Idea by Professor Yamin of Indonesia under Japanese administrator, Ma 1945. Set up investigating committee for Indonesia's independence. Aspire to be Indonesia Empire/alliance of countries. The Malay Peninsula forms the neck of archipelago to unite Malaya and Indonesia will strengthen our position and our entity and accord. Sukarno, 45 years old, ambition to become a powerful leader in the region in promoting the ideology of guided democracy. Manifestation of domestic socio-political instability of the Sukarno regime projected into the foreign policy. Indonesia economy deteriorated in the 1950s and 60s and dissatisfaction with the West. Sukarno blame on the economic failures and the parliamentary system and move towards guided democracy. announced the concept of Nasakam, Nationalis, Agama Communes. PKI emphasis on the national strength through uncompromising rejection of the imperialist enemy. PKI required Sukarno's protection to develop a program to purge the army of its anti-communist elements. Sukarno's grasp of power with little latitude in domestic politics and more freedom in foreign policy. Foreign powers' involvement. The United States. Throughout the conflict, the United States tried to maintain good relations with Indonesia. The United States had strategic interests both Malaysia and Indonesia. The strategic importance of Straits of Malacca and South China Sea. Economic importance to the United States on raw materials and investment. Soviet Union. Russia, supportive of Indonesia confrontation with Holland over West Irian. PRC. China withdrew Indonesia from UN and moved closer association with China. Britain, Australia and New Zealand. Taken risks to go to war with Indonesia and assisted Malaysia, Commonwealth. Philippines. Act as moderator and induced Indonesia to agree for withdrawal of troops from Sabah and Sarawak. Why confrontation fail? Fall of Sukarno after a coup on 30 Sept 1965 shifted power to Gen Suharto. Involved the use of tactics that had used successfully against the Dutch in winning control of West Irian. Indonesia was facing severe economic difficulties and growing factionalism within the military. No support from the United States, Britain and Australia. The downfall of Sukarno and subsequently rise of Suharto. Foreign powers' involvement was to protect their strategic interests both Malaysia and Indonesia. The importance of resources of sea to foreign power. Main reasons why confrontation failed to succeed. Security forces' successful operations demands upon Indonesia in domestic politics and economic spheres, changing strategic environment, expansionist explanation, divergent theory, ideological theory, the downfall of Sukarno government and subsequently rise of Suharto, coup d'état. Peninsular Malaysia from August 1964 to December 1965. 18 groups, 595 Indonesian infiltrators, 117 Kia and 379 captured and surrendered, against 19 Kia and 14 Wea. Sabah and Sarawak, the 12th of April 1964 to end of confrontation. 108 incidents, infiltrations, 161 Kia and 138 surrendered, Wea, against 38 Kia and 59 Wea. The coup marked the beginning of the end of confrontation and led to the destruction of PKI. End of confrontation. The 11th of August 1966.